Hi YouTube, I hope you're doing good. I'm doing okay. My lighting is really funky today. I don't know. Anyway, boy, it's been a productive morning. Yesterday was my second class in a university course for the oldest ancient language on the planet of Greece, from Greece. So I'm studying more into ancient language, even learning how to write and decipher it. I know how to write Sanskrit and some other languages, but this in particular, um, it's going to take some doing. you know, I'm going to be able to come back and prove through language how the scriptures have been twisted, how Hebrew and English have been taken out of Greek, the Greek language. Say, for instance, if we have one or two definitions for a word, and usually the Hebrews have like one, or a saying that will, the Greek will have like 8 or 9 different definitions. It could be male, feminine, neuter. I mean, the involved, the way they could express an idea in their language was far advanced. There's no way that we have anything in comparison. I mean, the philosophers, the mathematics, the alchemists, the scientists, all of it. There's nothing there. They don't even come close. There's like 3 professors, three um they're beyond linguists. I forget the name for it, but there's only like a couple people on this planet that have the ability to even teach this language. And I mean, what I read about, like, say, in the Masonic Blue Book, or what you can decode from other languages with that and all that, that's well and fine. That's exactly what I was doing. But now I don't have to go to an English translation to get the beginning of what was, and those branches of like Israelites that became Romans or Greeks, or the ones that stayed in Egypt. I'm actually going to be able to translate those words for you probably in about a year. Wish me luck. Um, there's something called the Orphic Vox. That's the voice of who we all hear. Vox indicating it's male, but it comes through the female though. It's an Orphic Vox. I'm going to be able to prove a lot of things that people, I mean, if you can read a text with understanding from your own understanding instead of having somebody else translate it for you, and then you just have to take their word for it, I'm not doing that. I'm going to actually prove it to people, the things I'm talking about, and how the churches and temples and synagogues have been deceiving people. So that's my goal. So anyway, I thought I was going to be learning French, but change of direction. you know, I'll do that someday. I mean, I know some, you know, just not fluent enough to go to, I want to go to like Thunder Bay, Canada, is right across the border from Minnesota, up by Lake Superior. They're both on the lake, but um, it's a French speaking city like Toronto. And I mean, I've been to these places, and like I say, I can converse like Merci beaucoup and Bonjour and uh, Frere Jaka. No, yeah, but I mean, no, I mean, I know more. I mean, I know common, like, parlez-vous français? Oui, oui. Do you speak French? Yes, yes, a little bit. You know, I just want to learn a little bit more. You know, cheers. Huh. Yesterday, Doug came home with this really cool camel shirt, long sleeve, and a pair of pants for me, which is really rare that he would find pants long enough. I mean, they're really hard for me to find that it's going to fit my waist and my legs, that I don't look weird in them. He's hard to fit too. It's like if we sit down next to each other, he's 5'6", he's 3 inches taller than me when we're sitting. When we're standing, I'm 3 inches taller than him. So he held these pants up and they were 3 inches longer than what his are. And it's like, whoa. Actually, a little bit more than three, because I think his legs are 30 inches long. Um, actually, you know, it's like my dad that raised me, he was 5'9", but he had a 29-inch inseam, so his legs weren't very long. So we were the same height, but he had short legs. That's probably why I was intimidating when I got a little older. No, I was, because he deserved it, that's why. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, I was happy. I got a really cool pair of jeans. They're a bell bottom, and they got really cool pockets on the front. And I'll show them after I wear them sometime. I'll show you 'em. I got a lot of clothes. He just thought they were cool and that I'd like them, and he's right. And I saw that camel shirt. I got some camel stuff, like some camel sweatpants and fleece and different things, but and a hat. I got a couple camel hats, but my first instinct was to cut it up, because I'll take like different shirts and I'll like cut them here and I'll cut the sleeves off and um, cut the waist up and different things, you know. I used to a lot, but my first instinct was that'd be a nice shirt to cut up. And then my thoughts are like, that would be a nice shirt just to probably leave alone, you know. So anyway, yeah, yeah. When I start speaking Greek, I'll speak some at you and tell you what it means. No, actually, what I'm going to be doing is taking English and Hebrew and Greek and showing you how the other two come out of that, and how a story is incomplete or deceiving using one or the other, English or Hebrew. So I'm going to prove this stuff to people. It's like, enough of this baloney, you know. So that'll be fun. I mean, it's what I love to do anyway. I'm amazed that somebody's out there teaching it, you know. There's like 9,000 people in the class. It's like the largest ancient um, language class in the world. So there'll be 9,000 of us when we're done. 9,000 and like three that will know this language when we're done, you know. And that'll help really expand the true Word of God. Like I say, nothing I do will ever take God out of the picture. You know, the one that people say God is good all the time. Well, I suppose if you're not getting none of his wrath, you know, one of his bowls of wrath, you know, what we're going to be doing is breaking the seals. That's truly what that is, showing you the word, proving it with evidence. It's like, here you go, Zionists and Judaism. Say bye-bye to your money-making schemes because we're exposing you. And that's a fact. Boy, talk about some warriors. And these people are. Most of the people I've ran across look like they could slap you freaking silly. Even me, maybe, I doubt it. But yeah, I mean, really. You know, it's like they're serious about getting down to the bottom of the truth. And the ones of us that already know it, we're passionately serious about this. It's not even a joke. I will actually fight about it if I had to. If somebody says, well, you're just a stupid bleep and you don't know what you're talking about, I'd be, come over here and say that to me. After I pummel you, I'll prove it to you with words. Or maybe I'll prove it to you with words first, and then if you're still stupid, then you need to be pummeled, you know? Yeah, it's really, really amazing the words that come out of. I mean, it's so vast. The language is so vast. And you'll see how they cut things down and the vowels and how you can, um, it's like, instead of having, well, like, it's like a song where your voice either goes up or down on a vowel and um, indicating whether that word is describing male or female or neuter, um, or if it's a noun or whatever. I mean, it's amazing. Even the alphabet has little and big letters and symbols, and the little ones don't mean the same thing the big ones do. So this stuff is involved. I mean, it's high tech. It's freaky high tech. You know, wait till I get into this, you know. It's amazing. I thought German was hard. Whew. Well, this isn't, I don't think it's as hard as I'm making it because I'm kind of catching on, but at first, like, well, the first Greek I'd go to translate, you know, I saw the letters and numbers and symbols and things, and it's like, well, I mean, I had a little bit of an understanding with it, and also with the English translation next to it, but I didn't have somebody teaching me the accent. You know, we're taught right now, don't worry about the accent, but man, that's such a big part of the language. It's like when I talk, I'm really expressive with each word, um, and that's what this language is. It suits my personality. It really does. I can't wait to speak it fluently. I might have to move to Athens. Yeah, maybe. Is Cyprus still there? No, it is. I know it is. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice just to visit the Mediterranean? I think it would be that area, and the Baltic Sea, and I know a bunch of lottie das that like flock flockers to the Black Sea area. There's a lot of Slavic speaking people, and also people are going to learn how the Romanians and Israelites and Romans, these connections that are in there that people had no clue about. It's actually in the scriptures, but they like gloss over them, and it's not descriptive like I'm going to be able to bring to you. And if I can't bring it to you, I'm going to find an expert that can. So, yeah, I'm I'm determined to do this. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to make one of my favorite suppers tonight. It'll be buffalo chicken salad. I'm just going to, I made chicken last night, baked chicken thighs, boneless. And I made baked potatoes out of the skin with sour cream and chives on top. And so we had chicken and potatoes and cranberries. So tonight I'm going to take the chicken and make buffalo chicken salad, and then I put like blue cheese dressing with that after I make my hot wing sauce. Put the chicken in there, put the dressing on my lettuce, and Doug likes to heat his chicken up. I like mine cold on there with the salad, so yeah. Just getting laundry and dishes done today, and moved a cabinet back from where he was fixed or putting in the new floor, and trying to get stuff off my pantry. I have a big shelf for for like canned goods and dry goods, but I want it out of here. It's like way too big. I just hate it. He can take it out in his shop and use it, and I'll just make one out of wood. I have some boards, or he said he can make one enclosed like a cupboard. I have one that's kind of small, but it's not big enough for what we need it for. But yeah, big ones gotta go. It's irritating me, and I can't clean under it. It's got like a space, and I can't really get under there. You can't mop it, you can't do anything, so you get this big thing just stuck there, and you can't move it with all the stuff on it, so it's sort of ridiculous. I hate it. It's gotta go. Anyway, so I'm in the process of trying to get stuff off of there, and I've got like lots of old canned goods we don't touch, but we're gonna put them away in our compressor room out in the shop. If things ever got bad, it could be like if it's a can of peas or corn or something. I mean, if we're starving, I mean, we'd eat it, but otherwise, like animals out there, if it's in the middle of winter, they'll eat it if they don't have anything else. Anybody would. So it's like, yeah, we're not gonna throw it away. It reminds me, there's like, I heard somebody had gotten the bird flu, but had never been around poultry, but it had come in contact with 30 other people. I don't believe it. I mean, I worked on a poultry farm. I raised my own birds, and I know how to keep them clean and healthy and all that type of stuff. Like me, the only time I got that swine flu, I wasn't even working around swine, um, cattle, and they recommended me get it, and I got sick from it. So I got the swine flu from the shot, you know. Anyway, I wouldn't, I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, I'm not anti-vaccine altogether, but yeah, kind of. I am in a way. I really am. If I had to do it over, I would never take it. I just wouldn't have. If they would have said, well, you can't work here anymore, I'd say, okay, bye. You know. So yeah, that was a really weird place where I worked. We did use mostly trucks, and I had a small motorcycle at the time I kind of scoot around on, and um, but it was a Honda 90 street and trail. But yeah, they had horses, but they didn't use them a lot for like working the cattle and stuff. It was a really weird place, this one in particular. I worked for a couple very weird ranchers, when they get you, like if you're out in the middle of winter and working on a ranch, um, sometimes you almost get stuck there, you know, and they know you're stuck. You know, I get, yeah, taking some abuse from people sometimes. It's like they all got to take their pot shots, you know, people, the way they are. Each little one, like, here's a pot shot from that person. Then you go somewhere else and somebody else does another little one. By the end of the day, you're like, it feels like one entity. And of course it is. They don't understand how they participated in all that. But yeah, it's disturbing, you know. Yes, I'm just really, really excited about. I actually am learning um, how to enunciate, like even the alphabet. It's a big deal. It's pretty cool. I haven't memorized it. I'm learning, just learning right now, you know. But when I get a little more advanced, you know, like at the intermediate level, I'm gonna be a little dangerous in that respect, you know. There'll be no rabbi that can come against me at all, or preacher or pastor and priest, none of them, you know. And that's what needs to happen with people. It's like, yeah, you can keep your lying, but you're going to be in trouble with a lot of people when they find out your lies, you know. Wait till you see how the book of John sounds really in the book of Revelation. In Genesis, when you hear who they call Zoe, when you hear the truth in a book of Eve, Ewa, Zoe, Medea, Funky, Cold Medina. No. Yeah, you should listen to that song, Funky Cold Medea. Medina it's called, but um I know what it is. If you if you listen to the song, it almost um the drink that they're referring to describes my personality really clear in that song if you catch it. Yeah, I can relate to that song. I love it. It's pretty funny if you catch what's going on there. I mean, yeah, there's symbology that people would describe as satanic, but the song is a joke. But it's not really a joke. It's a warning for people that use the energy that's God given and don't appreciate it and um, use the um, erotic energy in a bad way that it wasn't meant to be, that you will pay for. That's what the song's all about. You just go check it out. Look at listen to the video. You know, you might want to listen to the lyrics too. Maybe it'll have closed captioning. So I'm not kidding. It's a great song. A lot of people. I remember my ex listening to it. What a fucking dipshit. Had no clue. Still clueless. But that's okay. Sometimes we have to move on when somebody isn't there. You know, when they're not all there, you just gotta. Bye, guy. Oh, whoa. What the hell did I do to myself? was thinking about making some oatmeal raisin cookie bars, but I don't think so. I don't need anything sweet today, but I'm so tempted to do it, you know. I got enough to do. I got a lot of dishes to put away. They're through washing, and I mean a lot, because I had cleaned off this one counter, and then they all got covered with sawdust, and it was crazy. So I'm just getting that cleaned up today. Just didn't have time, you know, as far as oh, like yes, well, no, it was this morning. I told Doug I need to go sit down, but I didn't sit down. I just kept folding laundry, you know. It's like then I sat down and folded some, but some days, you know, you got to learn to pace yourself, and sometimes if we don't, you pay for it, you know. It's like, dang. You either get sore, you get overly tired, or whatever, you know. So, yeah. That's why I'm so stingy with my time on helping somebody. If they don't help me, I'm not going to help them because it has to be a mutual effort in things, you know. You just can't do everything all by yourself. I mean, you know, it's not that I do. In some ways I do, but then in some ways Doug does too. So, I don't know. Not nothing I couldn't do. You know, same with him. It's a trade. Anyway, I'm trying to remember more of what I learned last night so I can explain more, but I don't know. Everything I've ever told you about what I had learned, what the agendas are, and what they plan on doing, and how the scriptures are changed to make one people appear like they're somebody they're not. I'm going to be able to prove all that. You know, it's like, here goes, because this is migration of language and the people with that. And I mean, and they went everywhere. And with through language, um, the word history or historia, 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 um, just means to question. Isn't that interesting? That's the root of the word. And that's what we're getting down to. We're getting down to the root of words, even the Hebrew words that can be found within that. It's not like Hebrew's found in English or English is found in Hebrew or they correlate in any manner. No, they don't. That's a deception. That's where the languages were twisted back in those days, and we're going to show you how it was twisted and why it was twisted and where it was twisted. Exposing dark force, the dark cabal, the bad guys, you know. That's what it's all about. We just want the truth and nothing but the truth. So help them God and everybody else. Me too. So help me God, you know. We got more rain last night, and there's supposed to be more rain again today. That's okay, because they said their water supply was drying up, and I think they should have more. Lots more. Fine with me. This whole state where I live is nothing but lakes and rivers. Hey, fill them up. I don't care, you know. We'll see if you don't have enough water or not. I don't want anybody to get hurt, but yeah. These fools should be careful what games they're playing and with who they're playing them. It's not very nice. They're going to get everything they deserve and more. So what do you think about all that? Isn't this exciting to be able to actually watch the truth come into the light, you know? Doesn't matter where we hear it, you know, as long as we can prove that it's accurate and people don't have ulterior motives for, I mean, you can't, you don't make up an ancient language just to deceive. You'll see the deception that was taken out of the truth and watered down and cleaned up so the truth wouldn't be told. You know, when they talk about prostitutes in the Bible, they don't tell you that a girl was taken and raped. They don't, you know, things that, I mean, if you leave out 4 paragraphs concerning a story, you don't know the context of the story. You just assume this was some old hosebag on the street that deserved to die or something, you know. You don't understand the whole context of the story, you know. Or that it wasn't Mary they wanted to stone, it was Jesus, you know. And how Jesus' name, that's why I call the Son of God Christ. You'll get it. You'll find out, you know, for sure. Definitively, there'll be no doubt in your mind, and you'll still feel the same way you do with God in your heart. Nothing's going to change, you know. It's like the actual doctor that studied language through ancient pharmaca. Um, that was his first that he taught in one of the biggest universities in the United States at Wisconsin. Taught ancient Greek pharmaca to those students. Whoa, talk about a classic. Whew, that had been a heck of a class to be in. But I mean, people that have a knowledge of ancient language and customs, traditions, and understanding of what they're reading. When you can understand what you're reading and not have to guess and not have to ask somebody, you know, that's what I'm going to try and bring to everybody. So, but what was I going to say? He said something that was kind of funny. Not bad funny, but funny. I don't know. I guess I can't remember it right now. But anyway, they remember I was telling you about the cages that they kept people in. They said it was birds in the Bible. That's what you're going to hear out of the traditionalists. But it was human trafficking, you know. And I'm going to be able to prove everything I'm talking about, you know. And everything I've said is provable, you know. Yeah, I've been at this for over 5 decades, and now there's other people. I'm delighted. I'm ecstatic about the whole thing, you know? It's the coolest thing in the world. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Um, he says, I love Jesus. He goes, um, I just want to find out the truth. I just want everybody else to know the truth. You know, it's not a matter of loving or hating somebody. It's a matter of getting down to the truth of the scriptures and why things were left out or added to, why languages were changed, why when they find Dead Sea Scrolls that has the ancient Greek with all the explanations and the translations of Hebrew that have the limited language that are leaving out parts of the original, they have actual documented proof of the deception. That's what they found. That's a trip, isn't it? That's why I say they're fraudulent, because they are. I knew that. I was taught that going into this. These are things like some of the religions that and languages that they say are ancient that are more current. You can't take a 3,000-year-old extensive language and 1,000 years later whittle it down into Hebrew and leave out context of of meaning within stories and limit it to one word or one sentence. Whereas in Greek, one word will mean a whole sentence. It'll have a whole context onto itself. So for them to try and translate it was nearly impossible because they couldn't. These are the original writings of the start of the Church of Christ, the very beginning, you know, not just from people that were his enemies that killed him, you know. And that's where they get into more like the Father, Son, and Spirit, and leaving a woman. They just want to leave her right out of everything. She's not the Almighty God, but women play a pretty significant role in everybody's life. Everybody has a mom. Oh yeah, we have a dad. This is a dual system, a male and a female, you know, on this playing field right here, right now. I'm not talking about the Almighty Creator. People created people. God created people, but people created people after that. You know, He made us to create, procreate, you know, with Him. But anyway, I'll be able to explain things a lot more coming up here in the future. I can see this year coming ahead being really enlightening for a lot of people. So, and they're going to find out who actually has the control over this situation that has been put in the hands of wicked forces. A bunch of lying, scamming, scum-sucking creeps. Anyway. All right, I'm going to get this uploaded. I appreciate you all joining me. Have a really good night or day wherever you're at. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.